Welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv /the Xisuma slash the Xisuma. Oh, back in business. What? Had to do it for these little fellas, you know. Had to give a nod to the past. Oh, we're gonna do so much of this today. I need to get their numbers up tremendously. Yeah, I've been doing a ton of bee breeding while I've been playing Diablo. And because I was doing it in a small and confined space, I think a lot of them were dying. Because oh! Oh! That's my, what do you call it, an airlock. My bee lock. Alright. Watch out, I'll make a sea lock soon. Welcome to everyone saying hello in chat. The pre-stream music, if you enjoyed it, was the very first track from my record, Soulside Eclipse 1. It is my life's work. That is all I can say. Please do go and check it out if you enjoyed that song at all. Soulside Eclipse. That's what you got to search for. That's what you got to look up. You can go to linktree.xisuma.co. You can go to my Twitter. These are places you can find links to this stuff, right? Or you can just use Google, you know. Hey X, I don't usually listen to music without music, but I love your album. Yeah, I don't usually... No, actually, that's a lie. I listen to music without music quite a lot because music constantly plays in my head no matter what I do. Sometimes it's other people's music, sometimes it's my own, right? Hey, we got a noise in the air. It's Wallcrafter here with the Prime for 24 months, 2 years. Thank you so much, my dude, for your tremendous support. Now, for the next 5 to 20 minutes, we're going to go into a different instance of Minecraft, which is, I'm reminded how much of a pain this is, because I don't have a preview. So, in theory, you now see the Redstone test world. So type Redstone in chat if you see it. And Alexa's, I am working on 2 hours of sleep. Oh my god! I couldn't imagine existing on so little sleep. That Ginger cosplayer is here for 15. Questions. Are there any old school Java bugs or Bedrock Edition exclusive features? For example, cauldrons that store potions. There's apparently on Bedrock Edition, sheep when sheared, they still have like a little nook of colour somewhere so you can tell what they are. Thanks for the redstones in the chat. This is my bee farm design from Season 8 of Hermitcraft. What we're doing today, by the way, if I just lay out the plan for the stream, I'm going to go build a bee farm in the end for honeycombs. And I'm in the middle of recording an episode, so we are just like jumping into this. I've already been doing some stuff, and I'll just be bee breeding, designing, gathering materials. I need some input from all of y'all at some point. I have an idea. I'm looking for a bee farm, by the way. I have an idea to create maybe like a giant glass platform with a picture of bees or something in the end. But I'm not quite sure how that will turn out. I was doing some image searching earlier, and it kind of looked like maybe the idea didn't translate too well. This redstone setup world thing can be a bit tricky to navigate sometimes. This is, you see, this is the Ian XO4 farm right here. And I wanted to kind of come back and check on it because you can actually separate these like so. Now, one of the things I want to do with our farm is keep them in their little groups of 3. So my Season 8 design had them all spaced out. The principle here, I think, works just fine. Apparently we've got no bees. That's not how you spell bee. Craft Lady 2019, thank you ever so much for the raid. And Genoro, thank you ever so much for 3 months of support. Welcome everyone to the stream. No gods, no kings, only cheese. Says can't stay for long, but wanted to thank you for all you do. I got into Minecraft mostly because of what you do. Good to hear it, my dude. Thank you for your kind words. So there's now 3 in each of those. If I remind myself, the clock here has I guess the baby bees can escape. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. You know, I was trying to click into the space that didn't hit their hitbox, but even doing that, you know, it all happens very quickly. Yeah, so it's really just a case of having a simple timed clock. Go around over and over again. Now, there's other elements to this that I don't think I really need to take advantage of, which will probably be this whole dropper hopper setup, right? Because I'm not going to run... Okay, let's put some shears into the system, because this thing will sort of auto self-refill. Is the idea, at least, I think, right? So when that thing gets powered, it's powered by redstone dust. Or unpowered and then powered again. Oh, we have to wait, we have to wait. Yeah, 2 have gone through. 1 might have activated that dispenser, and then I think we would look into this dropper to see the next bit. X, were you talking to Cub the other day about a rap battle like Hermit Gang? Is there any plans for this? There are no plans for such a thing. Nor have I talked to any of the hermits about doing a rap battle or anything like that. Huh. I'm glad we've done this test, because this confirms something rather important to me. Dispensers will only interact with the block if they can interact with it. So the feature that we're seeing here, I'm pretty sure is exclusive for glass bottles, which is not how I remembered this farm. I thought it shuffled them both around. So like, we take out that and just conk this thing for the glass bottles. Now what we should see this time is that it ends up down here. Yeah, okay, so this design is not exactly what I want. However, what are we looking at here? I want to create... My other one works on the principle... We didn't really look at the redstone, right? The other one works on the principle that you can get a redstone signal out of here, so when it fills, it'll shear. So using a clock is actually kind of not really a great design idea. Interesting. It might lead to some compactness, but no. Okay, I'm glad we investigated that, because I have a fussy mind when it comes to creating stuff. Like, even though what we're going to build will just work, for some reason I want to, like, get in the weeds of how it works and think it through and see if there's, like, some innovation or something cool that we could do here. But I don't think there is. This is pretty much the design, except I want to slim it down so that it's free per. Which means we don't need this section, which I'll strip out. And then it begs the question of, like, does that mean this redstone could be done different? I don't think it does. You could maybe make it slightly smaller, but hang on a second. 1, 2... No, this is for the honey levels, isn't it? These blocks have 5 honey levels. Or is it 3? Maybe it's the way it translates to signal strength. It means you have 5. So we're actually going to go with what you see right here. We're going to build this thing out of stone bricks because I don't feel very imaginative. That being said, there's no harm in looking at... we're going to have composters in this design. There is, of course, no harm in looking at what's possible. This is also in the end dimension, so things will spawn and teleport, right? They won't do on that block. I could actually not have that and put carpets everywhere. It's kind of interesting, but then we don't have a light source yet. That's kind of super compact. I might even turn the bottom bits to half slabs, just because I can, you know. Oh, hi. Oh yeah, there's a platform to walk on here. you know? Yeah. Looks a bit odd. I feel like we need that, we need that light source block. And I'm not sure... Oh, that's a good one that we farmed already this season. Hey, it's Cybot2419. 12 months, a whole year. I know you've been around for way longer than that, my dude. Thank you so much for everything you do. I appreciate you. Cybot helping the Evil Extreme come to life on Hermitcraft. I really like the album. Didn't notice that I had it on repeat until a few hours have passed. I was vibing so hard, says Medina Stars. Thank you so much. When we go grind some resources later, I'll have a chat about the album and stuff. I kind of just want to like throw together the blocks in a way that don't feel, I don't know, odd. This thing will probably look odd regardless. Maybe when we change up the block palette a little bit, if we do that. Right. Now, I don't think Enderman can spawn on that, but we'll do this, and that'll stop them spawning in those spaces. So, it looks pretty compact. Right, block choices. You know, what materials do we farm en masse? I have oak log en masse, actually. And this is like... maybe the planks are a little too old school. But the stripped block is kind of nice. Sandstone, I mean, I could go farm a bunch. I do have copper, but it doesn't feel very necessary. I just want to pick out something that's kind of nice, that's kind of easy, and maybe less of an eyesore than the old stone bricks. But that is just too old school at this point, right? You have to mix it with the stripped stuff, and then this thing starts to look a bit weird and bulky. Does anyone else fuss over their projects as much as I do? You could do a nice alternate... Hang on, I've got this. You could do a nice alternate thing here. With, like, the next one is then brown. Right? Kind of like that. That's so simple and I kind of like it. Enderman won't spawn when the area is lit up, says Spooky. Oh, of course they won't. What am I thinking? So we don't need this. I think I'm thinking teleport to. And I'll design the whole area so that they can't spawn anywhere and therefore can't teleport anywhere either. We should... Oh man, this glass below my feet is tripping me out. Okay, we don't need that. That was some other stuff. And now we have, you know, an entirely duplicatable piece of infrastructure. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it infrastructure. Let's stack that by 15. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! That was the wrong number as well. I think it might hit it again anyway, so we got 2. Stack it by 7? Oh, just about. That is 16, right? And I was thinking of getting 64. So we could, like, double this up on either side and then have all the hoppers come to a single place. Kind of what I was thinking. Founts1011, thank you so much for 14 months, saying hi, I'm back. Welcome back, my dude. FJ says, Xisuma, what are we building? We're building a bee farm. Alright. A bee farm of all things. Yeah, look at this. Some of the redstone has copied Funky. Yeah, I wish there was like an easy way to fix that. Like a world edit command or something, you know. Anyway, that should have fixed all of it. And then the one on the ends needs a little extra. It'd actually be yellow then, wouldn't it? How did we do the one on the end over? Oh! Glass all the way across. Oh right, there's no hopper coming through. Yeah, that's the difference. Right. Does it bother anyone else that it's like one odd one at the end? Oh, and look, I messed up the glowstone bit. Could possibly arrange this slightly different. Could do it like 1 and 1. Which would be... Oh god, I'm going to say B so many times and it's going to have that like added relevance. So like from here to there. Now, that one would stack 15 times. Yeah, I think I can tolerate that more. Silly, isn't it? Okay, there we go. There we go. And then maybe Podzol, right? Replace the grass with Podzol. Genius. With the colour of the block and the grass and the pod. Okay. Grass. Gosh. Grass with Podzol. By the way, we're approaching. Oh yeah, that'll make sense because it's a block. We are approaching 17 minutes. Definitely a good time to drink some of my decaf coffee, which is a new flavour that I found. Okay, and soon we'll need to go breed those bees again. What if you just made a massive bee and then put the farm inside? Says Choco Chip. I've done something like that in the past, like building giant bees. I just kind of felt like building the farm in the end dimension and then maybe doing something with the platform a little bit bee related. There's a mod called Redstone Tools by a small creator, which kind of like World Edit, like Malika add-on that can update everything when copying with World Edit. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Hey, we've got a noise. 2 noises in the air. PG Petch, 18 months, 2 Twitch babies, and Sir Tilf for 8 months. Keep up the great work. Love the videos. Thank you so much. Peeps, we've got 450 of you tuned in. If you did not know, I released an album of music this week that has been sat on ice for 12 years. It has been my passion to one day put that thing into the world. That has finally been laid to rest. That has been done. I can barely believe it. It feels so surreal. I've been pinching myself all week. I feel like a new me in a weird way. I don't know, just everything feels so right. Having that thing out there in the world. But yeah, that's the thing. If you want to go listen to it, search Soulside Eclipse. Or you can go to linktree.xisumavoid.co and it'll be at the top of the page there. Let's go ahead and expand this by 1 and then stack it by 1. Right, this gives me some walking room. And then we're going to flip that and mirror it. So you've got just these 2 corridors. Yeah, okay, that's good. There is another thing that I want to do shortly. Actually, I think I might do that next. Which would be to move what we've built up by about... We've got lots of space here, so it actually doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, and then we want to do this whole, like, mirror it kind of thing. Which might be a little bit tricky. See what we can do with the commands. So I'm probably going to have, like, a ladder somewhere here on the side to get to the different floors. I probably will want my walkway, which I had started building down here. I probably will want it, like, at this level. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think anything less than that will feel a little bit cramped. So if we copy our selection here... Now, I don't want to rotate it. I actually want to flip it and... Okay, let's maybe try and make use of that. We are currently facing west, so we're talking about flipping it on the south-north direction. Did it not say north? Oh, wow. That actually worked. Oh, it did. Look, everything faces the correct... Well, You know, I made good use of world edit right there. So with a platform between, which I'll put into place because if I make a schematic out of this, it's always quite handy. And I just remembered something rather important actually. Oops, making mistakes. Stained glass, yep. This thing actually needs to be kind of like lower down. Right, more noises keep rolling in. Thank you so much, everyone. The Demon Barber Sweeney has subscribed. What a crazy name. Sim by Choice is here for 9 months. That is indeed a Twitch baby. Got to press that button now, I guess. Becca, thank you for gifting a sub to Talbar as well. We always appreciate the gifting of the subs. Thanks for supporting our community. Lightly Lucid says, all this bee talk is making me crave a honey sandwich. Ugh. God. Bread and sugar. I couldn't think of anything worse. Oh, the Cheesy has got a great question. What is the benefit of building the bee farm in the end? Because I want this to be a big expandable design, this might get bigger than it currently is, for example. I want it to be in a place that isn't loaded, so not in my base. And the bees can operate around the clock, so I can stand here AFK in the end dimension and not have to worry about anything, basically. That is sort of the principle there. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is talk about making a shulker box loader. I was originally going to have it so that you pick up the items below this platform, but it just occurred to me that if I send these items upwards... Oh. Now, if I make this design any taller than it currently is, it's going to be a problem. I could double the design by building it in that direction. There's lots of things that I could do. I'm just thinking them through in my head. Because if I do expand it in that direction and find out I need more again, then I guess what I could do is have it so that it still goes down and there's like a collection area. But I kind of think it would be more fun to do this the way I want to do it to begin with. Yeah. Okay, so let me explain. I don't know why I flew over there. Like I can build this over here. Let's say we put this thing right there. Hopper behind it. Oh yeah, does this platform need to be big enough for me to walk around the redstone? I feel like it probably should do when I'm walking. We'll make it bigger. We'll make it bigger. Right, so droppers come up to this level. Important here to make a bit of a distinction. Okay, it's going to inject the items. Inject, I say. It's going to inject them like that. And then right next door, we're going to have this. Right to where the platform is, all the way down here. This is our shulker box loader, okay? This is going to seem really weird until I explain it. We're definitely going to need more shulker boxes here. Unrelated question, does Nightbot still does the HelloFresh timer thing? Is that intended? Let me go disable it. That is a mistake. Just something that I forgot to undo, which is weird because no, you know what? I did have a checklist, but I got distracted by something else. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I made a mistake there. We were, of course, previously sponsored by HelloFresh. Their panel is still down below. If you're interested at all, there you can click on it. You can find out more about their meal subscription service, which I use. Let's see. Timers? I think that's where it is. Yep, that's it. Disabled. Okay, all good. Thanks for pointing it out, my dude. And we're back at it. We're back at it again. Okay, so shulker box loader, right? Bunch of redstone. I just thought, you know what? Why don't I just like do it like this? It's so simple. Like, you don't always have to build a redstone contraption. So, yeah, they're just gonna fill up like that, right? This one's full. Take it. You know, when I come back from wherever I've been, I'll just come over here and put the empty boxes back, because that's probably how you're going to use this thing. So the next bit is Actually going to have to be... I'm sure we built an item elevator somewhere. Yes. It's going to need to be a little bit different to this, and it might require some testing as a result. It's important that we don't power these blocks directly, I think. Okay, I need the comparator. Something like this, I think. Anyway. Yeah, maybe that one needs to be directly powered. Oh. Okay, that's not an issue. In fact, why would that one need to be directly powered? Okay, so then now they're all going to be indirectly powered. The reason that will be a problem is because the very first one doesn't power the one at the bottom. Then you might create like a delay issue here. Maybe it's not the worst thing. My thinking was this thing would become locked. I think it's one of those problems we'll solve if it becomes an issue. The solution probably isn't too tricky, but this will work just fine for now. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like normally you don't need that thing to be there. Okay, repeater, piece of redstone somewhere around here. Just like that. We'll need a slabby jab. This is actually going to be built on redstone, isn't it? I just realised. That should, in theory, work. Question in chat. What are we oh, dang it! 27 minutes. How did the last 10 minutes just absolutely fly by? Okay. How did that happen? We need to breed the bees. They need to be breeded. Xisuma's got to do his job. Oh my god, so many bees. It's bee-tastic. I'm trying to think of bee puns. It's just not happening. To be or not to be? That decaf coffee is getting neglected again. Oh, it so is. Oh dear. Hello, says honestly could never understand redstone. Time to learn, my dude. Time to learn. Learn the redstone. Redstone's amazing. You know, a lot of the world runs on redstone. And that sounds like a strange thing to say, but like, so much of the world is driven by logic and computing and math. And all of those things are to be found in something like redstone. So an understanding of redstone, you know, extends to other things in this world too. It's an awesome thing to learn. I really love how open-ended Minecraft is, and redstone gives you a sort of logic challenge, right? Like a lot of Minecraft, it's like, what do you want to build? Use your imagination. Redstone, it's like, what you're trying to achieve. You know, use the logic and the tools available to automate. Very cool stuff. Right, there we go. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Leave me alone. I'm going to sit in my corner again. Let's bring it back over to this one. Let me know if it's all good in chat. Yeah, so that in theory works. I was going to grab some honeycomb and dump it into there. In fact, let's make our test a little bit smaller just for the sake of we're streaming. Yep. Okay, one got left there. I seem to remember that happening over here, actually. Yeah, look at that. We changed it to using the... Oh, look, and there's this. Okay. Okay, we'll use that system since that one works reliably. I guess it won't be on that side, will it? Ah. Maybe it will be on that side. No. Ah. Technically, it's probably not going to cause too much of an issue, is it? I mean, I guess I shimmy everything over by one. So that was what we saw at the other setup. We seem to have lost. Seem to have lost it. Oh yeah, they would have ended up in here as well. Right, it seems to have finished, and we have one item left over again. Oh. In that case, I think I'll just revert it to how it was if they both have that issue. That way we can have it a little more compact. Right, we're pretty much done. Ah! We were almost done, then I made a mistake. If it becomes a bigger issue, I can always change this around a little bit. Right, redstone. And then a slab. Okay. Yeah, so. That's it, basically, right? I just got to flip it, which we learned to do a minute ago. Then we've got to set up this platform, and then we're good. So that is the middle. Right. We've got to expand it down by 1, and then to cover all of this redstone, probably about to there. Yep. Okay, so expand 1. Then we flip. That'll be on my, north, and then paste. And we should have... That's not what I expected. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because my selection had like nothing to do with any of that. Very odd. Did I? Oh, maybe I didn't copy. Maybe I didn't copy first. That'll probably be it, won't it? Is Hermitcraft on Minecraft 1.20? Yes, a silly warrior. It is not. Waiting on mods to update and stuff like that, right? Okay, so now let's go ahead and add like a buffer here at the front of like 2 blocks. Around the back we'll have the 1. And then we'll set black stained glass. Aha. Yeah, buffer of 1. Buffer of 1. 1,000 blocks were... Okay, yeah. Let's say we set it to, like, glass. Oh, only 1,000... I thought that would be a lot more than that amount of blocks. To be fair, that's, like, well over 10 stacks, though, of glass. Like, 15 at a minimum. Cool. Right, so now we need terracotta, dyes, hoppers... bee's knees. We need all of that, and this is our farm that we're going to go build in the end dimension, right? There'll be a ladder on it at some point. You'll climb up. Oh look, there's something missing. You'll be able to climb up onto here, walk across. All of these are just going to get refilled manually. If I wanted to, if this were 1 block higher, then if ever I wanted to automate some of this, I was going to say I needed like the clearance to do like a hopper there and a minecart rail on top. Actually, that would work because I'd be putting a minecart on top of it. I could also do that. Either way, there is room for expansion if ever I feel like I need to automate it. So, you know, there is a bee farm. Everstrew says Xisuma the beloved. Oh, thank you, my dude. Name under renovation says first time on stream. Anything important I've missed? Yes, the release of my album probably. Go to linktree.xisuma.co and check it out. I'm just going to talk about it so much for the next few months. It's ridiculous. Tara Wolfie, thank you ever so much for 9 months. That is a Twitch baby right there. Appreciate your support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We're kind of done here. We're kind of done. It's time for me to shut down this Minecraft client. Lil Spag Bowl says, what are we requiring, honeycomb bottles or both? Any specific need or just the fun of building a bee farm? I have a very specific need for lots of honeycomb. Right, y'all should be able to steal... Oh my god, there's so many of them. Let's actually start to like get some of them put away now. And... Right, I'm out of... Oh yeah, okay, I'm out of everything. Oh, no, don't go in there. Dang it, I need a flower to lure it out, and I'm out of flowers. Come out, little bit. There's 2 of you now. Come out, little bee. What if I, like, try and headbutt you out of here? Will that work? No. Right, you're staying in the airlock. It's your home now. These bees' nests, I think I'm going to hold on to those for, like, details. And use them somewhere else. I feel like I started, like, a sentence and didn't finish. Or, like, started answering a question and didn't. Is that right? Sounds right to me. We'll only do a couple of those at a time. Oh yeah, I've got my sounds turned off on this client, which I kind of feel inclined to keep at the moment. The other thing I need to do is sleep in the bed. Mofar says, Hermitcraft Season 10, when? Oh my god. Can't you count? Oh. Oh. You know. After Season 7 comes Season 10. Then Season 8, then 9. Sure, don't you know your numbers? We already did Season 10. Okay, now we want to go in there. Mr. B, behave. Very good. Okay, now, I was thinking of like, oh my god, I can't be bothered to try and track how many bees go inside of these blocks here. Have I done this the right way? You do put the trapdoors at that level, don't you? Or maybe they need to pollinate before they choose to go back. Maybe that's what I've missed. It's been a while. I always need to brush up, like, my understanding of stuff whenever I play this game, it seems. Does that mean that there's 11? I thought I put 10 in the wall. Oh, apparently I put 11. Well, I obviously didn't do a good job of counting. Oh my god! Let me place the flowers in peace. Jeez. We're gonna have a pollination frenzy next, I think. Lucro says they should go in at night regardless of pollination. Yeah. Maybe I've misremembered something. This, you know what? This stops them from getting out, right? I'm thinking it stops them from getting in, but is it that they can only get out at the front? We could quite possibly experiment rather easily by, rather carefully, just coming in here and breaking... Oh, watch out! Like, now that they can fly under, are they going to start getting into those hives there? Still says 0 for a few of them. I don't like how close all the bees are. Oh, they're all down at this level now because of the flowers in the middle. They might also, there might be so many of them that they're fighting each other and like not getting pollinated as a result. I just wanted to do this in like a simple way. It's never the case, is it? Do they need more flowers, do you think? Let me place more flowers. Oh dear. Lamb Spidey says expand the room. I could, a little bit, I don't know. I could place down another one with nothing around it as an experiment. I looked up a bee breeder video and like created this simple little design here, and it just didn't work. And so I was like, oh, I'll get them all out in the open. But you forget these things. You forget how much in... Oh, look at this. That hardly any of them got down there. Oh, it's so difficult to place them as well. Wow, so 0 bees. Unless that's some... Is that possibly an error? I guess if they were pollinated, they would change the state of the block. When you press F3... It tells you the honey level, but it never tells you how many bees are inside. I don't know. This don't feel right. Like, why are none of you going in there now? Ah, Spokey says that this mod that I'm using will only work when it's client side as well. Right. But, again, if it is or it isn't, why aren't we seeing any bee level, like honey here? That's really weird. We've got our first pollinated bee in the area. I need to get out of here. I should put a trapdoor on the other one since it's accessible from multiple sides. Whoops. Oh, we're gonna have no luck here, are we? There you go. So in theory, that stops them from coming out, right? I just don't know. I don't know what to make of this. Could be that they already filled and the bees didn't went out. Also, the honey level updates once the bees pop out. I'm not sure about the second bit, but the first bit is a good theory. A very good theory, actually. It's just so difficult to test with so many of them in here. I'm going to just place a bunch more. Oh, which is also really difficult, yeah. Right, while they're doing this cyclical, let's all hang out down below bit. We're going to, yeah, see, one definitely just went in, didn't it? Oh my god, if I accidentally hit one in here, right, they'll all be angry, and I'll die, and then a lot of them will die as well, quite possibly. Ugh. Ugh. Here's my opportunity. Oh god, it's so difficult. Is this game just cursed to be derpy? Yes. Okay, right. That may just provide us with a lot. You know what? I'm just going to keep going, I think. Is that one that I took out myself? I forgot if I took one out or not. I think I'm just going to keep going with this. Alright. So this other mod that I was looking at potentially using before I realised I could use mini HUD, that might too have the same sort of problem. I don't know. Oh my god. I can only take out 3 at a time, like every time I place one, right? Oh, they're all down again. Quick, place them before they figure it out and become a nuisance all over again. Ugh. Oh, that was good. That was good. So many placed. So many bees will live in comfort inside of a beehive now. Get out of there, scamp. You. That's it. Oh. Right, there's another good amount. It doesn't feel like there's any less bees in here, I must admit. But in theory, now they've got plenty of time to fill up the beehives, right? They can get... What's this? They can get in without access to the front. They just can't get out. Can they get in... Yeah, without access. Do any of these have, like, elevated honey levels? Because they all say 0, yet we definitely have the option for some pollination here. Oh god, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons and it's painful. Someone says you need more flowers. I think that's a fair theory, actually, because they're really struggling to compete for space here, aren't they? Right. Accidental flowers on hotbar is a bit of a pain, too. This stuff should have been thought out ahead. It's one of the most recurring patterns in this game of like, oh, this will be simple, I'll just do this, and then nope, you need to go look it all up again and remember how it all works. But I don't know, I thought this one would be simple. It always seemed simple in the past, but then again, I always remember building these contraptions to help me get it done, so yep, serves me right. thinking things were simple in this game. Am I even placing any of these down? It feels like I'm getting a few in. Right, that's about as good as it gets there. Demon King 98, thank you ever so much for 16 months of support, my dude. Appreciate ya. Hey! Oh, I thought that one, it looked kind of like it might have honey on it. You're breeding more than planting. It feels like that, I tell you. It feels like that. Is there one in the airlock? There is. Now there's none. The airlock seems to do that. Seems to push them back out, which is good. Right, I'm not sure what to make of this right now. I think I might just leave it and come back and investigate later. I was hoping to get a lot more of that side of things done, but as you saw, we have planned out a big old project that we can start to work on. Alright, it makes sense to leave those here and other things related to this project. And as for inventory cleanup, I've managed to put slabs in there apparently. Glass in here. Stone bricks over there. This needs to come with me too. Bees by far have the cutest faces in Minecraft, says Juniper Bloom. I think you might be onto something there. I think you might be onto something. I mean, look at this cutie pie right here. Okay. In go the things in the correct order. Grab that. All my bees look like Corrales. Thanks, Vanilla Tweaks. Yeah, that resource pack is amazing. Right. Stuff to be sorted. I'm going to here. Where we're going to be making. Well, we need a box of stone. That's pretty straightforward with some stone bricks. Then we need a bunch of redstone. Comparators. Just thinking through all the elements, really. Right, I'll take that, as that's more than enough. Composters is another thing. So I'm aiming to build like a stack of them to begin with. However, our setup, I think, was 2 stacks. I could go have a quick look. Yeah, this type of wood is good for using on these projects. Hey, look, yellow. We're going to need plenty of that. Yeah, let's go double check the size of the project. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about halfway. So 16, 32, 64. Wow. Okay, that was one like 64 segment. So we need 64 comparators, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of redstone, and then double it for hoppers. Yeah. Let's see if I can keep that in my memory bank. Let's go down to the storage. Like, I'll need 64 podzol and flour. Do I have any podzol? Yep. 64. You know, you're always gonna like drop 1 or 2 into the void, it feels like. That being said, no, I'm gonna build that big glass platform below. Right, so there's the flowers that go on top. Then we've got stone covered. Terracotta we'll come back to. So like hoppers and redstone and stuff. What did I say I needed? 5 stacks. We'll use this one as our chest, like our project chest. Comparators. We need a stack of those. So that's 3 lots of redstone dust, a stack of quartz. And then a bunch of sticks. Yeah, the temporary brewing, it's kind of in the way. I need a brewing setup somewhere. Stone is the last ingredient here. I play Bedrock, and I haven't played Minecraft in months because the controls. The canned controls, of course. I've been playing. I have actually not played that much Minecraft this week. I've been engrossed with the music and the release of that, and I've also been playing Diablo IV. I told myself that I would give myself some time to play a game, and I picked Diablo IV. That is some good but cold coffee. Peeps, we should switch to standing for the rest of the stream. How is the weather there, X? I've been walking 7,000 steps a day in the sun for the past 2 weeks. Decode, that is awesome, my dude. It was for the last couple of weeks sunny, but like the clouds in the morning, pretty much most day, but throughout the morning, midday, lots of cloud, and it would be really quite cold. Like it would bring this chilly wind with it. And the last couple of days, that's really just lifted, and it's been baking hot, especially today. Today's like the hottest day. I'm actually sweating quite a bit right now. So it really feels like, okay, now we've hit summer. But I wouldn't be surprised if it just comes back over again. Which class and level, says Booth? I am a sorceress called Mysterion. Oh, I had to pick like the worst medieval. What would you call it? Like medieval? No, like it's like a bit like Dungeons and Dragons fantasy. I was like, what's the worst name I can think of? Oh, Mysterion the Sorceress. Yeah, I've been enjoying that game, but I've also really been sort of feeling like its gameplay loop is quite similar. Once you get into the groove of fighting baddies, it's the same thing, you know, it's not quite the same thing, but it is sort of the same thing over and over again. And I'm just fine, you know, it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's challenging. You've got to think a lot and stuff, but just like classic Diablo, I mean, this is true of these games, you can't really escape it, but you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and it's got so many different like layers of statistics, and it's so unforgiving in the way that certain like materials and drops are divvied out to you, that you just keep like playing, and you'll get a better item, and you'll get a better item, and I don't know, it's very fun, it's very enjoyable, but it started to feel a little shallow like quite quickly. And so I sort of pivoted from doing side quests, and I just started out with a bit more of a completionist mindset, let's say. Like I was gonna do everything, and then quite quickly, like lots of the challenges just felt very similar to one another. So I started to focus on the main storyline. So I feel like I'm just gonna play it more for the story, and then maybe at some point I'll be done with it, or maybe I'll like check out what it's like playing with different classes as well. But yeah, as I said, very unforgiving. Like socketing items, you can unsocket them for free. There's all these things from previous Diablos that I remember used to be really punishing. Like you lose your gold and whatnot. Also, when you explore the worlds, like if you go back to an area that you explored when you were like level 10, it levels it up for you. So every area is always like a challenge. It's always making the fights tough, which actually kind of makes you fight the same sort of fight over and over again. It's very like bland in that sense, that you keep doing that same type of thing over and over. And you know, it's early days, and I'm enjoying it and just having fun. You know, the graphics are amazing. It's really engrossing. The storyline's pretty cool so far. I'm not that far into it, it feels like. There's been a couple of interesting boss battles. Starting to run out of this wood. So I've got loads of it down below somewhere though. Probably a bunch in my ender chest too. Probably actually need like a couple of stacks of the compost stuff. Let's go fly down below and get some wood. Sometimes it's best not to overcomplicate the name in-game, says Fawn to Dusk. Yeah, in Diablo. Well, here's the funny thing. Is like, at first I was like, I'm just going to pick a silly name for the lols. And then I kind of like, it's just like, it just looks so smelly, but you can't change your name once you picked it. Anyway, if you see Mysterion in your world, it might be me. Oh, softcore or hardcore? Softcore. Like, they don't call it softcore, but normal. Yeah, because I've died like several times, and sometimes I've died just because I can't get my brain to press the right button on the controller. I'm slowly getting better, but I just occasionally like think I need to use this move and just press the completely wrong button on the controller. It's really bad. I am, as I get older, I'm just noticing like my memory's getting quite poor with this stuff. Level scaling is a huge debated topic in D4. On the one hand, you are always able to play with friends, but on the other hand, when you level up, you are essentially lose power, says Boothill. I think I can kind of understand that, because you could have more powerful gear, right? But for me, however it's balanced, like, maybe it's overbalanced, it's just, it really puts you in a safe and comfortable loop of like experiencing the same sort of pace of gameplay over and over again. And when I've had some challenging battles and stuff, a lot of the time it's like, oh, you're just overpowered at the moment because the mobs you're encountering are too strong. And less often is it like, oh, the mobs are doing something different and you've got to think. In the boss battles, you like have to look at their behavior a lot more and sort of figure out their movement patterns and then like adapt your strategy for fighting them. That's quite a rewarding little experience to go through. That's age X. It only gets... get used to it. It only gets worse, says Becca. Well, you might be right, but I'm going to try and, like... I'm trying to pivot my thinking and focus. I'm trying to apply myself more now. It's like, rather than getting annoyed that I'm pressing the wrong buttons on the controller, I try to just focus on it a little bit more. And, you know, I've gotten better. I was really bad in the beginning. I just constantly couldn't remember what to press, and I've gotten a little bit better. So, you know, and as you unlock slots on the controller to put your spells into as well, I was kind of wishing that was open from the beginning, so you could, like, order the buttons in a way that makes sense. But now I've got, like a power move and a normal move on the triggers, and kind of like the synergy of putting complementing moves on certain slots. Like, you can't... Actually, I haven't looked into redoing the keybinds. You might be able to change it, because the dash button for, like, boosting away from your opponent is B. And I kind of would have liked it if it could have been a shoulder button. So you have more utilities on the shoulders and your moves on the 4 keys of the controller. But again, if I change that now, I'm just going to get it wrong so hard over and over again. It's going to suck. I can tell you that. Right, so we've gotten hoppers, composters, comparators, redstone. The beehives are with the bees. These blocks down below. Then we have this and glass. And we went with white glass on the build just because, and I think we'll do that again. So now what we need to do is find sand. I knew I had a big stockpile of it. Gonna make a whole bunch of glass. Actually, don't need a crazy amount. It's the black glass for the floor that's gonna hit us. So like 10 is 640. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's like 960. So let's just say that much should cover the floor for the black dye. And then I reckon maybe no, I think you probably want about that many stacks. Okay, I'm just going to smelt the whole thing. I'm just going to smelt the whole thing, right, after all of that. I think that makes the most sense. Get it all smelted. Saying you can't do something is step 1 to not doing it, says Loose Nut. You're 100% right. The point, the thing that's missing from that when I'm talking about rebinding the controller, it's just that it will take time to adapt. And like, I might be done with the game before I adapt, right? Like, I might get to the end of it and go, okay, I enjoyed that. Next thing. That's more my thinking, is more about how long. Like, if I knew it would take me like a day and I'd be good, then I'd probably do it straight away. But I'm pretty sure I will just really suffer with that. It'd be very typical of me to... yeah, I've tried to do it before in other things, you know. It doesn't work too great when you're quite a ways into learning the controls. Right, how many stacks are here? Because let's actually just switch out to the other world quickly. Because for every 64 we need 2 brown to 6 yellow. No, 5, right? So 5 and 2. I would have well and truly overestimated that. So we actually need 1, 2 for brown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for yellow. We've already got the 1 there. Might need a little extra. I'll get an extra half amount of that, and got to reset the filter. Very good. I assume a big fan from your YouTube video, says Medski Fear. Welcome, my dudes. Welcome to Twitch, where we do live streams. Not quite the same as a video, right? Ah, I love this bit of the song. I put Lord Leviticus on today because back when I was making music and trying to like make something of it, I guess you'd say, it was right as I discovered Dungeon Synth and Lord Leviticus's music. So I just felt like I wanted a bit of that on today, you know. There you go. I said 2.5. We got it. And the rest is that. Yeah, I shot Lord a message saying, hey, finally did it. Haven't heard back yet. But usually I don't hear from them like immediately. But yeah. Just crazy times, crazy times. What's been really crazy is some of the feedback has just been really quite overwhelming. I love, like, to put it out into the world was just to put my mind at peace at knowing it's out there. Anything else is like a bonus. Simultaneously, like, if a load of people came to me and said they hated it, it would be like, whatever. Like, I know I love this music. But people said stuff about it that just made me feel like I've had this, like, music bottled up with me for 12 years. And then people are, like, reflecting things that I hear in it back to me, which really makes me, like, believe in it more, I guess. Because there's been this thing of my mind of, like, is this more in my head because it's been stuck? You know, like, to use an expression that maybe applies is, like, to put it on a pedestal. Am I, like, the fact that it's been this sequestered thing that I wanted to do for so long, have I made it bigger than it is in my head? And I felt like, no, people really got it and resonated with it. And it sounds like I always wanted it to sound like in my head. And other people are connecting with it. So for me, it's like hugely positive how everything has gone with that project. Yeah, and like I love reading people's breakdowns of track by track. Like people were like talking about it in my chat when we did the little listening party, which I'm really glad I did. Like, so often when you do something, you're not aware of like what it's going to be like or whatever. Like these weird thoughts of like doubt and negativity creep in. And I was, before I was going to do this listening party, I was just like, oh no, this will be rubbish. No one will want to know. You know, all those weird self-doubt thoughts started creeping in. And I'm so glad I didn't listen to that, because that was amazing just to like see all the comments come in live while the music was playing. I'm almost considering doing it again as a YouTube stream, just to show it to my YouTube audience. I think I will do that. Just saying it out loud makes so much sense. That is way too many for where we're going next, by the way. That is just, I don't know why I didn't do some math, but doesn't matter, does it? We're gonna go to the end, right? The hell with the doubts. Go in head first with your passion, says Blue Demon. I like your attitude. It's something that I've actually learned a bunch of times over the years, is to like put your follow your passion, kind of like, yeah, I can't even think of an example of like getting it, air quotes, getting it wrong, of like, I really want to do this thing, and you go do it and find out, oh no, I was wrong. It's never really like that. It's never really like that. It always seems to be amazing to get the thing done, right? So yeah, it's been amazing to get that record done. Chat, remember to hydrate, says Bear. I could do with some hydration, you know. I read the blog post after listening to it and noticed a lot of my thoughts about the journey and melancholy versus hope, etc. are reflected there. You definitely told a story of that album. I'm so happy you shared it with us. I picked up on lots of people saying it felt like a story. To me it was an assembly of all the music that, you know, like the bits that really like hit the feels for me, or hit the mark, or however I want to express it, right? Why are we missing like exactly 4? How peculiar. But I ordered them in a way where they like flow from one to the next. The beginning half is lighter. It's got some of the earlier songs that I wrote, which are a bit more air quotes amateurish. And those were the ones that I was like less confident about in terms of how people would receive it. But actually, like the comments again that I read really just like, I felt like people could hear my love of those songs. So that made me very happy. Let's go grab some dice. Another thing that I loved is like when people comment about something in a song and it's like they put the nail, like they don't know they're doing it, because when everyone listens to music, it's purely subjective experience, right? There's no wrong or right to it. It's really just about how much do you enjoy it. But I love it when someone puts a comment and like they don't know it unless I tell them, but they've like interpreted the song with some detail or something that I know about, right? For example, some of the comments that I read was describing the Emporic Rain song as feeling like a Doom MIDI soundtrack song, and like there's a lot of that sound inspired into that song, because when I was first learning to write, because that was a very early song that I wrote, I was quite like into that Doom MIDI sound, and it quite influenced the way in which I wrote the song. And then to see other people pick up on that is just fascinating. It's really fascinating. And there's quite a few other things. Soundwave Hope says the arpeggios in Arcane Pandemonium are so addictive it's gotten stuck in my head. Awesome. Yeah, it's been stuck in my head for way too long. Like like y'all now maybe can understand my passion for music a little bit more, and the constant going on about stuff like this. Like that's why that record has just been stuck in my head for 12 years, and I haven't been able to put it out into the world, and now it's out there. It's just so, oh my god, how did this happen? Like, yes. it is out there. It is done. It's great when your art's intention is felt. It's even better when people see something you didn't expect in it, says Disturbed Puppy. That's interesting. For me, I definitely pick up more when people say something that's what I feel. But yeah, I've seen people say things about the songs that they like, which I didn't like particularly see it in that way, but it's like really nice to see people interpret the music in their own ways. Oh wow, your music matches your internal vision. That's huge. Congratulations, says Loose Nut. That's an interesting way of putting it. Yeah. Yeah, like I can very vividly construct music in my head, and in doing so, I will, you know, like I'll have to bridge that gap when I write, but I can pretty much like do it pretty clearly, I guess, you know, now that you mention it. Because a lot of those songs are just constructed out of like what's in your head first, and then you get it down on paper. Anyway, what's next for my music? I'll tell you what my plans are from here on out. putting it out there has not really changed my desire to make more music, because it never really went away. Before you say anything, Corrales never minds. I don't even have to ask, he'll always say go and take some. It's not really changed my desire, because I've always had a desire there, but I definitely feel like, having seen it gone out into the world, I need to perhaps adjust my approach and start to dedicate time to doing it again, because I spent some time going through all the old projects and putting together an assembly of songs, because I have 2 definites and then maybe another 2 kind of like pretty good, pretty much there songs that could be recorded. They won't be Soulside Eclipse style. They'll be very much just metal. Like I want to put together like an album with a funny like Metal Assault name or something like that, or something just implies like here's some straight up metal. And then along with those like 2 to 4 songs, there's like quite a lot of other stuff that never quite got finished or never came together too well, or like bits of it are good, bits of it not so much, and I want to get back into writing and just rummage through all of that and turn them into proper songs. And then put those out there into the world. And then after that, like get back into doing the Soulside Eclipse records, because I've got a couple of things for chapter 2. There's like bits of stuff everywhere that I know will fit into like the second chapter of it, but that'll be a long way off. So for me, it's just about let's start simple. Let's try and carve a few hours a week or something. Like I've got to schedule it in, scheduled time to start chipping away at these songs. Like I've been trying to get away from a productivity mindset and more into a enjoyment of time mindset. And often when you're not being productive, it can make you feel like you're not enjoying things. I'm trying to detach that so that I can put this time aside to just be in that world again, creating, and not fussing over not doing enough work or something like that, right? Because once I can develop that mindset, I can just chip away at it and have fun. And there's no time pressure or anything like that. If I'm having fun creating it, that's all that really counts. It doesn't actually matter what height I branch out at here, but I was just kind of curious as to where we're going to go. I feel like before this I should probably nip to the loo, because I feel like I need to do that. Just going to plop myself down here. Huh? Gonna stare at you like that, like a big old fuzzy bee. Maybe. We do have a thing on this stream. It's called the Be Right Back screen, isn't it? Peeps, don't go anywhere. We're gonna keep talking about music and stuff. Let me put the Be Right Back screen on. I need to check it as well. Oh, is it not working? Great, thanks. Why would that not work now? Oh, okay, now it works. There you go, look, promo stuff. Promotional material. Look, I'll be right back, Speeps. Okay, I'm back. I'm back, yo. Because of the bees. Hi. Oh, there we go. I'm back. Literally. Right. Let's get into it. Oh, we've had the sound off this entire time. We have absolutely had the sound off. Also, when I get to the location where I need to start building, I think it'd be a good idea to have some of this in place. I also have not figured out the dimensions, so we'll need to pop into the other world to do that. Thank you for the welcome backs. Yeah, so I was in the middle of like talking about carving out time for writing a new record and stuff. I also went and listened back to one of my most recent electronic projects, and like I did a lot in a short amount of time, and I just thought that was a really great exercise. And again, I just need to do this more often because I find writing music like really natural once I get into it, and I'd love to just put more music out there into the world. So I feel like for me it's time to, like, I've said it so many times, like, make a big change, but I feel like this time it's going to be different. Like, I've taken a lot of time off this week just to play Diablo, and that could have been time making music, so I'm just going to take it easy for a while, and like when I get bored of Diablo, I'm going to try and transition that time into music again. Stretch your music muscles more often, yes, says Banyan. Absolutely. I've also been playing a little bit of guitar on my 7-string, and my Ibanez Universe was a pricey guitar, and it was like the dream guitar too. And when I was getting stuff out of the cupboard, I thought, oh, I'll get my guitar stand and I'll leave it lying around so I see it more and think about playing more. And it's, as I picked it up, like something broke in it, and it like slid and fell, and I didn't think it hit the guitar, but it landed right next door. And since then, it's been doing this thing that old guitars do, right? Those knackered, worn out guitars, where like the sound from the pickups just kind of like drifts in and drifts out on its own whim. And like you wiggle the volume, you wiggle the pickup, then you like try and get it to stay, and then it like comes for a bit and it goes. And I'm like, not on this guitar. Like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is a high quality build. I might have to open it up and like look at the wiring and stuff. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing. Tiny Glace, thank you ever so much for 46 months of support. Greatly appreciated. I hope you're enjoying the stream and having a good time hanging out with us today. Hey X, have you heard about the recent Roger Waters controversy? What do you think of people taking his music and turning it into something it's not? I don't know what that controversy is, but I love remix culture, and I think that all music is essentially hearing something somewhere else and then turning it into something of your own. I mean, that's what my music is. I grew up listening to, you know, a bunch of bands and sounds and things that I loved, and it made me want to create my own, right? Like, if you listen to Arcane Pandemonium, like that song is heavily inspired by Spiritual Black Dimensions, right? And that kind of goes on everywhere in music, and there's always these lawsuits and debates about it. And the thing that I always refer people to is a documentary called Everything is a Remix. I think if you understand what that is getting at, you can learn a lot. That's an amazing documentary. You can really see the world in a different light if that's never been seen to you before. I don't get to be here that often, but I love it when I do. What's up? Hey Tanny, just working on this bee farm project today, just chipping away at it, jumping in. I'm in the middle of recording an episode, and this was just kind of like the next steps. Wow, I couldn't even see it. I was like, is it actually still there? So it's 25 by 41. I'm actually going to just write that into chat because I will forget. So if we start by going 12 in each direction, there you go, and that's good. Yes, this is never a nice activity, but I've got wings and rockets. I've actually only got 18 rockets left on me. Something about going near that slab whilst holding sneak just made me really uncomfortable. Okay, then we need 40 because it's 41 and we've already placed one. People were taking symbols and outfits from the wall shows and saying it looked like Nazi symbols. Oh, right. Well, the thing is, they might have used stuff like that to make a point. So I don't really know much about it. I think, I don't know. I don't know who Roger Waters is, right? But like, I think sometimes people go looking for a problem where there isn't. And it concerns me a bit if you try and make anything out to be like Nazism and stuff. You might miss the real Nazis when they come along, because, you know, they'll be different. But yeah, like I am speaking from a place, so I haven't got a clue what this is about. I've never listened to anything Pink Floyd and thought, oh, there's a whiff of something dodgy here. I tell you what, if you listen to metal, okay, metal talks about a lot of, I don't know, gruesome, gory, difficult stuff that's a part of human nature. So I can understand it a bit more when someone might take that in a way where they think, you know, it's real, or it's trying to be in that way. Whereas usually I think a lot of metal is about just like holding a mirror up to society and saying this exists here too, you know. But yeah, like, you know, my impression of Pink Floyd, they don't do that. Like, I'm a bit surprised to hear people are getting up in arms about this. He's the bass player from Pink Floyd, but more importantly, he's the guy who wrote the songs. Ah, okay. I did say Pink Floyd, right? What's you saying Pink Floyd? Maybe I said different band. I like Star Wars. The Empire is based on Nazis, says Disturbed Puppy. What a great point. One absolutely brilliant point. Like, if you want to talk about, like, they're literally called stormtroopers as well, right? If you want to talk about Nazi imagery and stuff being reused in popular culture, I mean, that's interesting, because it does feel like sometimes these controversies boil up and it's easy to sort of think people are just, you know, they want a reason to be upset or something. But there's like a huge target sitting front and center if you wanted to say that using their likeness is somehow, you know, wrong for a particular reason or another. Pickle Mints, thank you for 2 months, saying thanks for the always entertaining gameplay and the relaxing, thought-provoking chats. Appreciate it, just as I feel like we're rolling into one right here, you know. Nerf Pro never dies. Yo, you got Twitch, brah. I wish I knew earlier so I could donate. Hey, don't worry about donating stuff, it's all good. Just do what you can, you know, hit that follow button and enjoy and watch and stuff. That reminds me, actually, Twitch kind of like, you know when a company comes along and puts out like some changes to their like contracts with their, you know, creators, or, you know, whatever wording we're trying to use it. Like, when they come out with those big statements about stuff is changing, like, a lot of people react super quick and maybe don't consider like all the reasons why and stuff. So having been around this industry for a while and seen a bunch of things come and go, when Twitch updated their branded content stuff, I was thinking, this kind of, like, maybe I haven't understood it the way other people who are upset about it look like, but this kind of looks like they're just complying with EU law in the same way YouTube have. And when you see a change in an isolated space, you tend not to like think about how it compares to something else that's similar, and therefore it can look really bad. But to me, it kind of looked like they were sort of implementing the changes and whatnot that YouTube did to comply with some laws in the EU around advertising. Like, years ago they did that. So I don't know if this like big outrage reaction was justified or not, but there is definitely this growing sentiment amongst creators and viewers that Twitch is not in good shape. And it got me thinking about maybe moving some of the support system here over to something different, as some people have pointed out that Twitch takes like a really large cut and that there's other ways of monetizing your stream. So there's this other service where you can introduce a form of support like subscribing, yet 90% goes to the creator instead of 50%. which, I don't know, I feel like maybe it's worth moving over to something like that. It also might be something that works cross-platform, because I was thinking about how if Twitch goes down and I want to continue live streaming, I want to be able to take my audience's like record of support along with that, you know, like how long have you been followed for, how many cheers and bits, months of subscription, etc, etc. Like that stuff I would like to be able to migrate. So I might start looking into some like alternative ways of doing stuff here like that on Twitch. Early days though. The thought only just came to me. I just haven't gotten around to like looking into it a bit more, but there's some alternative services out there that could potentially be of interest. Might be worth talking to Impulse about Glimpse, says Curls. Maybe. I wasn't actually thinking of that surface. That is a like private live stream. I kind of don't want to go in that direction. I kind of want to keep the like what I do open. Like a lot of stuff that I've done, I've tried not to paywall. Like there's certain things that just you do have to do that for, like running a Minecraft server. But I've tried to avoid like putting my own content, like I guess, branched off behind a paywall. I thought about doing it, you know, on occasions, but in general, I think that just goes against my gut feeling. So I tend not to do something like that. Of course, the benefit to something like Twitch in its current form is that people who don't have money can still see things. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Twitch in its current form, like, the point I was getting at is that Twitch is in a bit of a precarious position. It seems to be in a sort of general decline, not in terms of like the service not working and stuff not functioning, but just all the signs around it. It's not a very profitable platform, and it's owned by a company that makes a lot of profit. And you know, it's not a guarantee that it will be here forever, right? Like, there's no guarantee. Things always change. Have you heard of Floatplane? The downside of Floatplane is that you have to pay to see all the streams. I've not heard of that, but again, that's not the direction I want to go in. It was just to... My initial thought was like, if I try out this other method of monetization, your contributions will more be going to myself than the platform, but it also got me thinking about what if I could bring what I've built on Twitch to like my own space. Like, I could probably pull a lot of statistics through an API for like support that people are giving me just to keep track of it. But then can I like use that in a way and transition to something different where the record of all of that isn't Twitch's, right? Because if Twitch goes down and we have to go somewhere else, you know, there's people here that are approaching 100 months of subscribing. And I want that to be preserved. I don't want that to be forgotten about. So, potentially, like, you could maybe get things working on your own system a little bit more. And then you get to be in control of all of that. Bam! We did it. Woo! Hey! Charlesy, bruh! Thank you ever so much for the Prime. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for supporting the channel. And using that free Amazon Prime subscription. Yeah, they probably lose a lot of money on that too. I really like learning about like the economics of business and how stuff like that works. Might sound a bit odd, but it really does fascinate me. It's like you experience the world, but the world you experience is shaped by like forces that you don't really think about. Economics sort of being one of them, and business dynamics. You know, like people making decisions in an office at the business level about Twitch kind of impacts everyone's experience of like viewing content and how it gets created and stuff, right? You know, Twitch could have a meeting today and go, look, this isn't working out, we're gonna sell off the platform, and like they make a quick exit strategy, and the whole thing could just diminish in value pretty quickly, right? Like some smaller company takes over, they say, right, we need to start making money, there's going to be twice the amount of ads, we're going to downgrade the quality of the bandwidth to save money there. Like, you know, and then all of a sudden everyone's viewing experience becomes different. During the old ad apocalypses on YouTube, people said that YouTube was about to die and Google would kill it. I think people are very quick to cry doom for these things. Absolutely, yeah. Having lived through a few of those now, like, some of them really concern me. The GDPR stuff, like, I was, like, watching some of those doom videos, and actually, the creators that created some of that content, I have not only not watched since, it just kind of occurred to me that I really took note of who was saying what and then stopped watching. Because one of the creators, like, their channel, their face, like, popped back into my head. I used to watch them a lot for, like, information about what YouTube are doing. And then they really went hard on, like, GDPR is going to kill YouTube. And I got really stressed out by it. And then when that wave kind of passed, I kind of remember just unsubscribing and being like, you were full of it, you know, and yeah, I don't know, that just sort of came back to me like, oh yeah, there were like a few of those people crying doom and I haven't watched them since, you know. Yeah, I guess it says something, right? Like, there's a level of quality you need to adhere to as a content creator. Like, people do have trust and faith in you. That's like with this, I covered the PSA on the modded stuff, right? And as I said in the video, so I'm just repeating myself here, but I just, you know, it wasn't really my wheelhouse. When the news first broke, like, it's something that happens periodically in various Minecraft communities, and any community for that matter that you're in, that there's a security issue and people are talking about it and trying to let you know and spread the word, and all that's good. And it's like tricky to judge the severity of it, but this one just, I don't know, it felt like it had a lot more prominence, and quite a few people reached out to me and asked to, like, you know, cover it. And so I thought, okay, yeah, maybe this one is actually, like, quite a big deal then. But yeah, you have to do your due diligence with this stuff. Right, now getting back there is going to be an absolute pain because it's nothing but glass. I didn't put down anything that would show me the way back. Oh no, I'm playing in hard mode, peeps. Oh, dang it. Like, not even a block on the platform to let me know. I also could probably start building the thing, right? I probably needed to stay there. Oh, whatever. I'll make this schematic now, and then we'll try and get over there. So, what are we doing here? Let's call this bee farm end. Bee farm end. Because it's in the end of the bee farm or something. You, sir, are a fool, says Bear. Thanks. Cheers. Cheers. I'm going to drink some water. I need to hydrate. It's the middle of the day. Hey, do you know what I've been doing? I talked about it before. I have successfully gone, like, I don't know, 10 days plus. Like, drinking lots of liquid in the morning, and then about 4 o'clock, don't drink anything until I go to bed. And I sleep better. I don't wake up in the night. I'm pretty happy with it. That's some good water. Need to Indiana Jones it and throw sand on it. Some sand on that platform would go a long way. Intermittent water fasting, possibly. Yeah, I can't really comment on. I mean, I don't know what's entirely happening in the body long term, but so far I'm not really feeling any like issues or side effects or like anything. Nothing feels wrong about doing it. It's just as the day goes on, you get a bit more of a dry mouth. Yeah, you can still have a sip of water and stuff, but I'm not really exerting myself much in the evening. So if, let's say, I was like up and about and moving around loads in the evening, then yeah, maybe it's an issue. But I do all my exercise first thing in the morning. It's like wake up, go for a walk, and then start the routine, which is usually like stretching and then lifting weights or running, and then like middle of the day, like then I'll eat. Then middle of the day I'll get like 2 to 3 hours in front of the computer, and then I do second workout, second meal, and then 4 o'clock I'm done. And then the rest of the day to the evening, I'm just not really doing much but being at the computer. It works really well for me at the moment. But yeah, like the point being that in the evening, I'm not actually that using up that much energy. Let's save that schematic. Peeps are saying it's getting hotter in the UK. Yeah, it might be a bit of a problem with that. Like, I did fine yesterday. Today's hotter. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Wow, no more rockets. Do I want to risk it like a biscuit? I don't think so. I think I'll pop into Potter. I'll pop into this portal. I've been watching the Harry Potter movies. Don't you just love Gollum and the Death Star? Oh. I don't know how they write this stuff. So good. Anyway, I've been watching Harry Potter, and they're on the Enterprise at the moment. Okay, where are we going? I.G. Evans Rocket Shop. That's the one. That's the one. I like Picard's wand the best. Yeah, Picard's got an amazing wand. Yeah, waving it all over the place. That guy. Right. Oh yeah, Rocket Shop. Here it is. This way. Liger says, I love Gollum and the Death Star in Harry Potter. You're just repeating what I said. It is a very popular opinion, though, isn't it? Right. Next Generation, my favourite Harry Potter book. Mine too, mine too. Let's go... Isn't it 2 for 1, I'm pretty sure. Hulk rockets, 15 diamonds. Oh, wow, that's cool. I actually, now that I think about it, I made a sugarcane farm, and I have all the gunpowder that I need. So, Jevin, this makes no sense, because I've built the infrastructure so I didn't have to buy rockets, and I just forgot. You get 1 purchase. Oh, dear. Lord of the Enterprise, the 2 generations. Personally, I loved Harry and the Temple of Doom. Oh, right, does Indy get to be a part of the nerd movies? I guess Indy would. That's good. The one with the Philosopher's Ring. My favourite part of Star Wars is when Spock fought Voldemort. So good. No, I've been watching the Harry Potter movies. Watched the first 2, right? Those are just like ingrained in my memory. The third one was really quite foggy in the beginning. The third one kind of hits like a different beat, it feels like. I don't know, it's got this like weird sort of quirkiness to it that it felt like wasn't quite there in the first 2. Like it just leans into its oddness a bit more. And the ending of that movie is great. Like when the bit where they go back in time starts to come around, I remembered that and I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. Really, actually, probably one of the better stories in the series. However, as I'm about to point out, I'm not sure how much more of it after that I've seen it. I can remember one where they're like in a... It's the one where Harry starts dating... I forget her name. But that whole thing happens along with them all being gathered in that hall and he's teaching everyone. And then there's this bit in the beginning where they're like in a family house and I think Sirius Black is there or something. Cho Chang, says Liger Gaming. There you go. It's Cho Chang. I remember that movie, but the fourth one, I can't remember. I don't even know what's happening. I'm not sure if I actually saw this one. Okay, right. We've got to go in a straight... Oh, this is going to be terrifying. Oh. Done this to myself. I can't... Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, is it? I can't see a thing. Oh, no, no, no. I'm below it. I'm below it. Why am I... What? 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 Literally what? How did that happen? What? Why did I just stop flying? I was tapping space so hard as well. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Elytra bloke. Unlikely, I've been breeding bees constantly. So my elytra would have been repaired. Yeah, no, that's a total bug. I'm not cool with that, death. That's a totally unfair death, if you ask me. Lucro says you were on the platform, momentum pushed you off so you weren't flying anymore. No, I was looking up, tapping spacebar and using the rocket, and it just wasn't going up. I just kept falling. I've got a lot of work to do now, haven't I? I've got a lot of work to do to get all my gear back together. Terra Wolfie says, well, content. No content. Now I've got to spend the next bunch of hours getting everything back. It's a massive setback. I think on that note, I think I might just wrap it up there then. That was brutal. Could be a part of the video, says Banyan. I don't think so. That was just like complete and utter pants. Oh. No emergency supply boxes. I don't really die a lot in this game. Hardly ever. And when I die, it's usually to some nonsense like that. Yeah. I want a break now. I can't be bothered. I hate dying and re-gearing up. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm glad that Let's Play Minecraft we have keep inventory. Without that, I would rage quit so much. Yeah, me too. Right. That's it. I just don't want to play now. I'm sorry. After something like that, it's... Yeah, I've got to take a break. We'll wrap this one up early, peeps. I'll go look for someone to raid, though. Let's see what we can find. That was some absolute nonsense. I'll send you over to Trooper Joe today. Haven't raided Trooper Joe in a while. But that'll be it from me. I'm going to take a break. It's also baking hot in here, so you know. Right. Go check out Soulside Eclipse. Go listen to my music, peeps. Go look it up. It's everywhere. Yeah, so thanks to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. Thanks to all the mods, the patrons, and the people gifting subs. Y'all appreciate it, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Take care. Bye-bye.